The three-day Munich Security Conference draws to a close on Sunday. Dubbed the Davos of Defense, the global conference, the head of state and government officials meet to discuss ongoing conflicts and potential future ones. India's External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar, has said other countries shouldn't have a problem with New Delhi buying Russian oil. Dr. Jaishankar added it's a true feat of diplomacy to have so many solid partnerships, and it should be admired. He was speaking at the panel discussion with the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and German Foreign Minister M. Baerbock next to him, explaining that India is smart to have so many options. Our correspondent Trent Murray has more from Munich.
He also joined a panel discussion here alongside his American and German counterpart. The panel was called Growing the Pie, Seizing Shared Opportunities. And he made quite an interesting statement, I thought, around Delhi's international worldview and where it sees itself in the world and its relationships with other countries.
Your question, do we have multiple options? Answer is yes. Is that a problem? Why should it be a problem? If I'm smart enough to have multiple options, you should be admiring me. You shouldn't be criticizing. Now, is that a problem for other people? I don't think so. I don't think so, certainly in this case and in that case, because, look, we try to explain what are the different pulls and pressures which countries have.
Let me read some of it to you. He said it's important to distinguish between being non-West and anti-West. I would categorise India as a country that is non-West, but has an extremely strong relationship with Western countries, which are getting better by the day. Trent Murray for DD India, Munich, Germany.
Well, on the sidelines of the Munich Security Conference in Germany, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar on Saturday held a number of bilaterals. One of the major highlights was his meeting with U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and with former U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. Both the leaders exchanged views on contemporary politics. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar also held a meeting with his Saudi Arabian counterpart Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud and discussed the West Asia situation and the strategic partnership. While meeting his Norway counterpart Espen Barth Eide, Jaishankar said he had a big picture chat with him in Munich. Let us hear more from a correspondent on India's engagements at the Munich Security Engagement.
Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar, he has been one very busy minister. Let me just read some of the one-on-one meetings he's had with foreign minister counterparts. He has met with the US, EU, Argentina, Canada, Germany, Belgium, Portugal and Bangladesh's Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Trent Murray for DD India, Munich, Germany.
Well, Russia, Ukraine and West Asia dominated the discussions of the second day of the conference. The U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said there is an extraordinary opportunity in the coming months for Israel to normalize ties with its Arab neighbors. He also emphasized the need for a creation of a Palestinian state.
The U.S. government is working to secure a mega deal that will see the ties between Saudi Arabia and Israel normalize. During a panel discussion, Antony Blinken said there were genuine efforts led by Arab countries to revitalize the Palestinian Authority so it can be more effective in representing the Palestinians.
I think there's an extraordinary opportunity before Israel in the months ahead to actually, once and for all, end that cycle. And it's because there's some new facts that didn't exist before when there were efforts to make peace between Israelis and Palestinians, starting with the fact that virtually every Arab country now genuinely wants to integrate Israel into the region, to normalize relations if they haven't already done so, to provide security assurances and commitments so that Israel can feel more safe and more secure.
While in Munich, Blinken also met Israeli President Isaac Herzog and discussed efforts to reach a hostage deal. India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar on Saturday lauded the efforts at peace and resolution that U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has been putting in through his visits to the region.
Particularly, I think all of us follow the enormous efforts which Tony is putting in right now. We must be clear that what happened on October 7th was terrorism. no caveats, no justification, no explanation. It was terrorism. Eventually, there has to be a permanent fix, a long-term fix. Otherwise, we're going to see a recurrence. And I think today, certainly India has long believed in a two-state solution. We have maintained that position for many decades.
The hostage deal and the humanitarian pause are seen as instrumental in helping advance conversations, which had been frozen in the immediate aftermath of the terrorist attack but have resumed in recent months.